Guys, welcome back to Our Daily Victory. I'm Emily and I'm here doing a cooking recipe for you for your cooking tutorials. So what we're going to make today is a crustless quiche. It's a great breakfast dish for your family. I particularly make it for my husband and I. We are very busy in the morning and sometimes we do not have time to sit there and cook a good breakfast every morning or even make a smoothie. The nice thing about this is that you can just reheat it in your toaster oven or in your oven, and it makes for a great meal, and you can do a lot of variety with it as well. So we're going to go ahead and get started. First thing that I'm going to do is go over all the ingredients that you need for your quiche. So the first thing and foremost is obviously going to be eggs. I particularly like using organic eggs. It's always the best route for me to go, and you need 12 eggs. The other thing that you need is coconut milk, and I always do whole organic coconut milk. You don't want anything low fat or anything that has been processed. It's not as healthy, and it just takes away from what you're trying to do with creating these healthy meals. So I always go and find organic whole coconut milk at the store, and you just need one full can of it. Then the rest of it is really up to you. You can make a veggie one, you could have some meat in there. Just whatever you do it to your liking. You can always try it and have like spinach and tomatoes and peppers, or you can do what I do for my husband, and this is his particular favorite, is I do an onion, mushroom, bacon, and cheese quiche for my husband. Yes, the bacon isn't always that healthy, but we don't eat a lot of it, so we try to we try to balance that out and say we don't eat a lot of it, but when we do, it's at least in something very, very healthy. So what you're going to do first is you're going to set your oven to 350 so that it can get all warmed up, and then that way it's all ready to go when you're ready to do your quiche. Okay? So I've already cut all my vegetables and everything's all ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead, and I usually cook my vegetables first. You don't have to. This is just what I particularly like to do best. So I use a little bit of olive oil in a pan, and I always use cast iron. You don't want to use anything that could be putting poisons into your body when you're cooking it. Alright, so I've already heated my pan and I've already put my olive oil in there. Just use your best judgment for how much olive oil you want to use. I always just go ahead and fill the pan up with a lot of veggies, especially when you're cooking them. It's going to cook down, and you just want to make sure that whatever you're having in your quiche is going to be really, really healthy, and you have a lot of it, because this is going to last you sometimes until lunch if you don't have a snack in between. So it's great to have something that's going to have a lot of good stuff in there to really fill you up without very little effort. Okay, so while those are cooking, I'm going to go over here and do my egg mixture. So like I said, you use 12 eggs and then a can of coconut milk. Alright guys, so now I have my coconut milk and my eggs all put into my mixing bowl. You can use about a tablespoon of salt to add in there. I just kind of go by what I see. So I don't like everything a lot salty, so I just put a little bit of salt in there and just make sure that it's nice and mixed up in there. The other thing that I do when I'm first mixing is I put cheese in mine. I put about half the cheese in the mixture with the eggs and the coconut oil and everything, and then I decide to put the other half in when I'm putting the mixture in the pie pan before it gets cooked. Alright guys, now that everything's mixed together, all my vegetables are in here, the bacon's in here, you just want to put it in a pan. I usually use a little pie pan to put it in, and then I always add some cheese on top before I put it in there. Now the key is, when you are cooking your quiche, the best thing you can do is when you're taking it out to see if it's complete, all you have to do is kind of shake it. If it's still wiggling quite a bit, you need to keep cooking it some more. It usually takes about 30 minutes. It might take more, give or take, depending upon how much your oven's temperature is on point. So as you can see, this is what I have for my quiche, all right here. So this has some cheese, onions, mushrooms, and bacon in it, and it's nice and full, and it's going to be extremely filling. So then I just go ahead and I just place some cheese right on top to get a little bubbly and just really add some extra flavor. You can use any kind of cheese you want. It just really depends on how you want to make your quiche. Just keep it going. I'm about to put it in. When you're all done and ready to go, you just put it in the oven, and like I said, you cook it for 30 minutes, and when you check it, make sure it doesn't jiggle, and then your quiche is done. Alright guys, so the timer just went off, and I'm checking the quiche. So here it is. This is what a quiche will look like. As you can see, it's crustless, so it's going to be really healthy for you. And here's the trick to see if it's done. I don't know if you can see this, but it's still jiggling a little bit in the middle. That means that if you cut into it, it's probably going to be still liquidy. So you're going to want to put it in for another couple minutes, okay? Alright guys, so I just put the quiche in for another 5 minutes. It was still a little jello moving in the middle. Now you can see it's nice and golden. It's not really moving, it's firm. It's definitely cooked throughout. So the great thing is that this makes a great meal and breakfast for your family, for yourself, whatever it may be. It is great to reheat. You can cook this for a bunch of people or just yourself, like I said. The best thing is just let it cool down, and then when you're ready to eat it, you can cut it, or you can save it, portion it out for your breakfasts throughout the week. Thank you so much, and once again, I'm Emily. We were making crustless quiche. This is Our Daily Victory, and if you need anything else, have any more questions, please visit ourdailyvictory.com. And if you'd like to sign up for our newsletter to get more fun recipes and more fun facts about how to stay healthy, just go ahead and sign up for our newsletter at the top of the website, or you can go to the contact page and ask us any questions that you have. Thanks so much, and we'll see you next time.